1706, the Amicable Society launched their first life assurance products in London. They had around 2,000 members and they were set up to provide basic widow's cover.
By the beginning of the millennium, life assurance bonds were all the rage. Many investors used them to access managed life funds in order to spread and diversify their risk. However, the ever-increasing ISA allowances and better tax treatment of certain investments has left the life assurance bond a little on the shelf. But is there still a place for life assurance bonds within the financial plan?
In this final thrilling instalment of our Buried Treasure series, we investigate life assurance bonds.
And we look to help our intrepid treasure hunter as he seeks to avoid those tax traps and to find the buried treasure within the portfolio. It seemed only fitting for our final instalment that we would come to the beach again. And so today we've come to Knowlton Haven to show you how onshore life assurance bonds really work. Now, Caris and I have got here a plastic container. We want you to imagine that this is our life assurance bond wrapper. And in here, we've put lots and lots of pebbles. Took us a little while. Now, we want you to imagine that these pebbles are, should we say, £100,000? So here they are. There's our £100,000 investment. The pebbles represent the investment funds that go within the life assurance bond. What we do then is we seal it off. So that's the start of our investment bonds. As you can see, no expense has been spared here with my plastic box. Now what we then do is we hope that over time the investment fund managers begin to get some income. And so the income comes in, and these pebbles here can be our income. But before they go into the investment bond, the tax man takes...
There goes the tax.
Up to 20%. So every time a little bit of tax is being taken at source by the taxman and the rest is going in. So it's not hugely efficient because the taxman's getting a bit. That was quite a lot of tax. But gradually money is going in on top of the bond. Now here's the clever thing. It's called a tax deferred withdrawal mechanism. And the life assurance bond has the ability to deliver you income via a tax-deferred withdrawal. And what that means is, I've built a little hatch in the bottom here, we're able to take up to 5% per year of the initial capital out. So it's coming out the bottom of the bucket here, and we'll say that a little bit more will represent 5%. Now on £100,000 therefore, that would be about £5,000. So there's your yearly income, £5,000. Now the great thing is, if you own this life assurance bond, you don't have to complete a tax return for this. There's nothing to declare at this stage. You have all your income. Very useful in certain circumstances. The other thing you can do is you can actually store up your tax deferred withdrawals. So you might decide to save up for something bigger. Perhaps you would wait maybe say 4 years, which would give you 20%. So come on, Caris, we'll take out 20%. That's very good. Excellent. We'll keep going. There we are. You need your financial advisor to help you get all your money out here. So there's perhaps 20%. So now let's say we've got £25,000 has come out of our life assurance bond, all out the bottom. In the meantime, hopefully, coming in the top has been our income. You can't have that one, that's too big for tax. Have one of those. There you are.
There goes the tax.
There goes the tax. And so you can see what's going on here. Some is coming in whilst some is going out. Now, hopefully, over time, if we're clever with our management, we have enough coming in the top to match what's coming out. And that's very important you get that right. Where the real catch comes is when you come to cash in the entire bond. You would be forgiven for thinking, well, actually, there's about the same here. In fact, if we say that, just for the point of argument, that there's £100,000 still in here, you would think that you've made no gain. However, the taxman then says that you add back in all of the withdrawals you've had. So come on, Caris, we'll put them back in now. And they're actually added back in on top. So for the purposes of your calculation, you will pay tax on all of the capital that was originally invested and the withdrawals and the income. It still makes it a very useful planning tool though, if for instance you've been a higher rate taxpayer earlier on in your life and when you come to cash it in, perhaps you're not a higher rate taxpayer. There are a couple of other useful things to remember with life assurance bonds. One of them is in regards to residential care fees. Many local authorities will overlook life assurance bonds when it comes to means testing, but you do need to get specialist advice on this. The other thing that's very useful about a life assurance bond is if I decide I don't want this bond anymore, perhaps I'm going to give it to Caris here, then would you like a bucket of stones? Would that be good? No? Okay. Well, if I'm going to hand this £100,000 on to Caris, then I could decide to reassign the bond to her. And what that means is we literally just change the name on it and it then becomes her property. So she's looking happy now, but when she comes to cash in the bond, she may be a student and so her tax position may be much, much lower than mine. Well, that's it for our Buried Treasure series. I really hope you've enjoyed our 3 videos. You know, at Thomas & Thomas we are different. We believe in putting people and their financial plans before financial products. If you've enjoyed our planning videos, please pass them on to somebody else because we believe in making financial planning fun. But that's it for me now. You won't hear anything more from me about buried treasure.
Dad, I found your sandwiches.
Oh, lovely. I wonder where they'd got to. That's great. Thank you very much. Some? No? Oh, do you know what, Caris? It's a real shame that we couldn't have found a treasure chest to put in this film. That would have been excellent.
Dad!
Please feel free to pass them on to anybody that you believe would like to watch them. Good. I'll just do that again.